Are you looking for a good budget gaming mouse? Well, this video will be for you because one of these guys might be for you. Let's go ahead and check him out. Now that seems to be everything inside the box. Very nice, simple packaging, very secured. All of the accessories that you will be needing will also come with the box. I didn't see any extra skates, but there's already pre-installed, so I guess that's okay already. But yeah, all came with some grips and pretty good cable, braided, no problems with that. Now first impressions on the mice, I think they all look pretty clean. They also have their own unique shapes, own unique strengths. But yeah, you don't have to worry about the price for each one of these because they're all pretty budget friendly, especially with my discount code MIGSS. But yeah, each of them does have similar colorways. You can all get them in black or white or blue. But for the A7, you can also get it in rose red. Then for the M7, you can get it for orange. So yeah, a few extra colors you can get there, but there can definitely be more in the future, so keep that in mind. Now for the build quality, they are pretty durable. There is very minimal flex and you have to really press abnormally hard, which I doubt you will be doing. But yeah, they are all very durable. Amazing build quality. There isn't really any rattle. All of them also have pretty similar coating, which is nice. I don't think I will be needing any grips over here. Now moving on to the switches and the clicks, here's a little sound test. Now I have no problems with the sound and the feel of the switches. These are all the same switches. I got the Omron optical switches for each one of these. Now take note though that if you don't get the Pro or the Ultra, you will get Omron mechanical switches, except for the M7. But yeah, the mechanical switches aren't really that bad, but I just prefer the Omron opticals since it's using light, which prevents double clicking. And yeah, the Omron opticals I got over here are very snappy, minimal post pre-travel, easy to spam. They actually say that they're also custom tuned, and I agree. They are finely tuned, as you can see. Very minimal post pre-travel, very instant as well over here on the A7, and as well as on the M7 over here. Minimal post pre-travel. I mean, if you press like really over here, there might be some pre-travel, but I don't think you're gonna be clicking all the way in the front. Yeah. Now for the scroll wheel, they're actually all very similar, rubberized. They also have all good tensioning. You can feel the steps, they're not too tight or too loose. Now for the side buttons, not gonna lie, they all have some mush to them, but not too much. They have minimal pre-travel, and if you won't press that hard, there is not much post-travel, but if you really press down, there is some pre-travel over there, but not that bad though. I've tested worse, more mushier side buttons. These are not bad, they're okay. There isn't really any side wobble to them. They're pretty decent side buttons. Now for the weight, they're all pretty balanced. I don't really have any problems with the balancing of these guys. But yeah, bringing out the scale, let's start with the lightest one, which is the L7 over here. This is the Pro version to be specific, and they do claim around 39 grams and 41 grams on my scale. Very close. Very lightweight. I'm actually a huge fan of weight like that. But okay, the second lightest will be the M7. They do claim around 55 grams and exactly 55 grams here on my scale. Oh, 0.1 actually, but yeah, very close. This would be much lighter if you don't get the Pro or the Ultra, but yeah, I got the Ultra over here. And by the way, I did remove the little cover over here to make it just like, I don't know, 1 gram lighter. Now for the A7, it does come in around 56.8 grams. They do claim around 59 grams, and this is the Pro. If you don't get the Pro or the Ultra, it will actually be a little bit lighter, coming in around 56 apparently. But yeah, weight can totally be personal preference. Each of us will have their own likings. I personally think the lighter the better, so I really like the L7 weight. Oh, and if I forgot to mention, if you get the Ultra on the L7, it will be heavier by like 7 grams or something, but in return you're getting the double battery life. I mean, I personally charge my mouse daily and I prefer the lighter weight, so yeah, I'd rather go for the Pro. Now moving on to the shape, I I think they're all pretty versatile. They're pretty compatible with palm grip, claw grip, because they all do have that hump, and fingertip as well. But I think personally the smaller the mouse the better for fingertip, so the smallest one is the L7 over here. So this will probably be best for fingertip, but all of them does work for fingertip as well. Now I do have 18 by 8 centimeter hands, and I think they're all pretty comfortable. But yeah, they're actually all pretty comfortable with my hand size. But yeah, I don't really have any problems with these shapes. But yeah, if you have smaller hands than mine, then I think you would really like the L7 over here, because it is the smaller shape. If you have bigger hands, then the A7 or the M7 over here would be better. They're all pretty comfortable with my grip as well. I do have like a claw kind of palm grip, but mostly claw because I really use that hump. And yeah, they're all pretty nice. I do like how low I get though with the L7 over here on with my fingers, because it also has a lower front compared to the other two. Now for similar shapes, obviously the A7 over here, you can probably guess already, the Super Light from Logitech. Very similar, credits to Elo Shapes by the way. Now for the L7, it is similar to the X2 Crazy Light or Mini Shape from Pulsar. Then for the M7, it is pretty similar to the Zowie U2 or apparently the Razer Viper V3 Pro, but I feel like the hump is a bit more present on the M7 over here, which I really like, especially for claw grippers. You would definitely prefer this. Now moving on to the performance, they all have 8000 Hz polling rates, though the A7 and the M7 requires a separate purchase for the 8K receiver, unless you get the Ultra version. For the L7 though, it seems like no matter the version, the Pro, the Ultra, or just the L7, it seems like it does come in with the 8K receiver. So I wish they did that for these guys as well, but the 8K receiver isn't actually that expensive, coming in around just $11 with my discount code MIGSS. But yeah, if you're planning to go for the Pro version on the A7 or M7, which is the same weight as the Ultra, just go for the Ultra because you get the 8K receiver along with the Ultra, and it will actually be much cheaper compared to buying the Pro plus a dongle, which costs $11 more. Unless if you go for the L7, which no matter the version, you get the 8K receiver. Now for the sensor, if you get the non-Pro, non-Ultra, or just the Pro, you will get a 3395, which is still pretty latest and very responsive. I doubt you will notice any difference between the 3950, which you will get if you get the Ultra, which is slightly better, but again, I doubt you'll notice any difference. They're all tri-mode compatible no matter the version. Then for the battery life, the Pro and the Ultra will have it bigger. Except for the Pro of the L7, it's only the Ultra that will have the bigger battery life over here. But yeah, you can either have 300 milliampere hours or 500 milliampere hours for the M7 and the A7, but for the L7, it's either gonna be 250 or 500. Anyways, enough with all of those specs. Without further ado, let's go ahead and plug these mice in. Anyways, I got the website where you can buy these mice from. It will be first link in the description. But yeah, if you go to support here, driver, as you can see, we can just go to mhub web. It is compatible with all these mice, including the A7, M7, and L7. So let's open that, and it will bring us over here. Let's enter. And I actually currently have the A7 Pro plugged in right now. Or to be specific, its dongle. Well, not its original dongle, because the original dongle of the A7 Pro is only compatible with up to 1K Hz polling rates. So guess what? I paired it with the 8000 Hz dongle of the L7 and it actually worked. But yeah, as you can see, if we open the A7 Pro, we can go up to 8000 Hz polling rates. But yeah, all of them have pretty similar settings. As you can see, hibernate settings, which is sleep time, polling rate, 8000 Hz if you have the option. Debounce time, I set mine to 0 because I have optical switches, no problems with that. Lift off distance is sports mode. I do recommend to turn that on, especially if you're gonna game. Game safe mode, you probably would want to turn this off because it's safe mode, it will reduce the mouse performance and we don't want that when we're gaming. But yeah, we also have waveform control, which is like anti-jitter. There's a lot of other names used in different softwares, but yeah, we also have line correction, which is angle snapping. Yep, it is angle snapping. We also have motion sync, of course, which is very nice. Then in the others over here, we can restore the factory settings or update the firmware. If you want to update the mouse firmware, you will have to plug it in wired. But yeah, did I go through key remapping already? Yeah, very straightforward. You can remap, very nice and customizable. We can even make macros and change the DPI. We do have steps over here because we can actually press a single button to change the DPI like so you can also separate it if you'd like, but I'm very happy with this. We can also see the battery life, the mode we're in, create profiles, import, export. Pretty nice and simple, easy to access web-based software, has all of the features you will be needing, or I will be needing pretty much. Now let's also go ahead and check the L7 on this software, but yeah, again, it's pretty much the same. But I guess I also want to show you how you can pair the 8K hertz polling rate dongle over here if ever you buy one. Oh, and this is also useful if, let's say, you get an L7 and then for some reason the dongle is not paired, or just, I don't know, suddenly gets unpaired, which is very unlikely to happen. But yeah, here's how you pair it. So turn the mouse to the 2.4 GHz wireless mode under here, and then just press left click, middle click, and right click all at the same time, and then the LED should blink, pressing the 3 buttons like so. It's blinking right now, not sure if you can see, but yeah, when it's blinking, just plug in the dongle, and now the dongle will light up and it's paired. So yeah, as you can see, pretty much the same software over here. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and test the polling rate of these mice, starting with the L7 Pro. Ignore the drop because I'm kind of running out of mouse space, but yeah, as you can see, pretty consistent 8000 Hz polling rate. Now moving on to the A7, using the same dongle because we want to test it on 8K Hz polling rate. Yeah, that's pretty consistent, 8000 Hz polling rate as well. No problems with that. Lastly, with the M7 Ultra, it actually does come in with its own 8K Hz polling rate dongle because this is the Ultra version. M7 Ultra. Ignore the drop. I'm running out of mouse space again. But yeah, it is pretty consistent 8000 Hz polling rate. No problems with the performance of these gaming mice, but how about the latency in milliseconds? Now this will actually measure the latency, or the time between the button comes into contact and the mouse actually sending the signal to the computer. So starting with the L7 over here, I did get pretty impressive results on 1.698 milliseconds, and then on the M7 we got around 1.38 milliseconds, and that is actually the fastest because the A7 comes in 1.658 milliseconds. But not gonna lie, you're definitely not gonna notice any difference between these guys. But yeah, for reference as well, here's other gaming mice that I've tested so far. We do have the Vance Rakitsu on top, which is pretty much on the same level as the MCHOSE M7. But yeah, again, if you get your hands on the very top and the last mice on this graph, you're definitely not gonna notice any difference. I mean, it's less than 1 millisecond difference. It's less than half a millisecond difference, or around just a half, which is pretty much unnoticeable. And other than that, I also tested the mouse movement latency. So pretty similar testing method, but this time it measures the time between the mouse shell comes into contact and gets pushed until when the computer actually receives the signal of the mouse moving. And here are the test results. The M7 coming in on top, which is the fastest. I'm guessing it's because of the 3950, but again, you're definitely not gonna notice any difference between these guys because there's like less than half a millisecond difference. And unfortunately, these are the only 3 I've tested for the mouse movement latency so far, but yeah, I'm planning to have more in the future, so you can stay tuned for that. And I also want to give a little disclaimer that these results can still vary. There might be other factors that can affect the results. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and test these guys out more in game.
There's an upper ramp here. No way! One more backside.
Yo, bro. 5. 1, 2. One outside.
Okay.
2 outside.
Revealing area.
Yeah, you have to watch below, and our friends watching heaven.
On your left, on left.
One enemy remaining.
Heaven last. Wait, you guys are both low. Nice.
Heads up! Come on, let's go! Scout down.
Spike down A.
Still there.
Spot.
One enemy remaining.
Give it to me.
Careful now.
Give it to me.
You play outside, right?
Over here.
One enemy remaining.
That's good.
Oh, so good.
Wait, that's a free kill, no? Oh shit.
Good job, bro.
Whoa!
One enemy remaining.
Oh!
One C long.
I think there's one more.
He was.
Is that
I think he went
One
back.
enemy
Oh yeah,
remaining.
he went back.
Enemy marked.
I'm smoke. I'm smoke.
Track duty. Surprise.
Can you smoke now?
Flash side, flash side,
Flashing side.
Shot down.
flash side.
Smoking CT.
Reload 3. Kill set.
Here. Oh, never mind.
I'm back. Miss me?
Spike down.
One mark.
C.
Market.
One enemy remaining.
On the right here, Mark. Flashing, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, last in market. Last in. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
So after playing and testing with the L7 Pro, the M7 Ultra, and the A7 Pro, here's my experience so far. Now, as you saw from my gameplay in Immortal/Radiant ranked lobbies and also the latency tests, it didn't hold me back when I was gaming. You could definitely perform your best, but yeah, they all just feel amazing gaming with, and they are pretty comfortable as well for long gaming sessions. I had no problems flicking, tracking, micro adjusting with these mice, and the stock skates as well. They all felt pretty good. Well, to be specific on my glass pad, this is the Tentax Acidity, the one you saw in the video. I've just been having an amazing experience using these for gaming and as well as daily use. There is no double clicking on these guys, even though there is no debounce on the main click especially. I also didn't experience any accidental scrolling, you know, whenever you scroll up it suddenly goes down and vice versa. Yeah, nothing like that. So just perfect, amazing gaming experience with these guys. I would recommend them. I think they are worth it. Now, if you're still confused which to get after watching all of those specs, those weights, those shape comparisons, I honestly think you can't really go that wrong with any of these. But if you really like lightweight mice like me, then I do recommend the L7 over here. Also, if you fingertip or you have smaller hands than mine or similar hands than mine, I actually really like the L7. But if you think the shape of the L7 is a bit too small for you or it's a bit too light, then I would recommend either the M7 or the A7. Though I think the A7 has a safer shape because, you know, super light shape has flat sides that has a great hump, good for pretty much all of the grips. The M7 though, on the other hand, still felt very comfortable for me, by the way, but it does have a bit more aggressive curves, which if you like, then go for this. But personally, with my hand size, with my grip, I do prefer the A7 shape a little bit more compared to the M7. If you just want the best performance, then you can't really go wrong with any of these. Again, as you saw from the latency tests, you won't really notice any difference with these guys. But if you don't care about the weight, just to be sure, go for the Ultra version, which has the 3950 and better battery life. But okay, how about the price? Well, they actually all have pretty similar price points. For the standard version, they're all around $44 with my discount code MIGSS. Then for the Pro, they're all gonna be around $50 again with my discount code MIGSS. And lastly, for the Ultra, they're all gonna be around $54 with my discount code. Now again, that's additional around $11 for the dongle if you're planning to get the ones that does require the 8K Hz separate purchase dongle. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're just planning to get the Pro version of the M7 or the A7, just get the Ultra because it's just like an additional $4 to upgrade the Pro to an Ultra instead of getting the Pro and then paying an extra $11, which will raise it to like 60. The only reason why I think you should buy an 8K receiver separate purchase if you're planning to get the A7 standard version or the M7 standard version for the lighter weight and you don't really like that bigger battery on the Pro or the Ultra. So yeah, that's really the only reason. Anyways, I think with those prices, I think these guys are definitely worth it. I would recommend them. They will be first link in the description. Again, please use discount code MIGSS. It will support the channel and me a lot. I would really appreciate it. And also, I have some affiliate links down in the description. If you're planning to get anything that is in the description, it would really support me a lot. I also want to give a little disclaimer that these gaming mice are sent to me by MCHOSE, but that won't change my review. Everything that you've been hearing me say about these mice are all my honest opinions and review. But yeah, I pray and hope that this video helped you in some way. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to stay grateful and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye bye.